went from being timid and being scared to talk in front of people, to chairing large business meetings and hosting my own webinars. I went from being shy and hiding myself in a corner to attending networking events by myself, walking up to strangers and starting conversation. So if I can up level my confidence, you can too. And I'm going to show you why you lack confidence in the first place, how to build real confidence, validate yourself, and master the art of quiet confidence. Let's get straight into it. We're going to use the 4 core self-evaluations to break that down. So that's self-esteem, self-efficacy, internal locus of control, and emotional stability. We'll start off with self-esteem, which is linked to your negative core beliefs. So things like, I'm not good enough, I'm undeserving, I'm not worthy, I'm not beautiful, which derives from your childhood, as most things do. So when we're babies and toddlers, we use the information around us to make sense of ourselves, to make sense of other people and the world. So if you're raised in a healthy, loving home where your parents affirm you, they validate you, they love on you, and they themselves have a healthy relationship where they love on each other, they communicate well, you're going to grow up with the core beliefs that you are lovable, that you are deserving, that you are worthy, as opposed to if you grow up in an unhealthy environment where you might have an absent parent, where they might have substance misuse, where they might be abusive to one another, and they might not affirm you, they might not validate you. You will grow up with the core beliefs that you are unlovable, you are not deserving, you are not worthy. So depending on your childhood, depending on how you were raised, depending on the information that you use to make sense of the world, which has now contributed of the view of yourself and the view of other people. So if you have no self-confidence as a result of your negative core beliefs, you obviously can't go in the past and change that. What's happened has already happened, but you can create positive core beliefs. Now, bearing in mind that this is not a small task, you've had these negative core beliefs all your life, so it's going to take a lot of time and work if you're going to revert them into positive core beliefs. You have to use evidence-based reasoning, where you find evidence that you are loved, you are deserving, you are worthy, you are beautiful. Whether it's somebody who's told you in the past, whether it's the fact that you've been in a loving relationship before, which shows you that you are lovable, whether it's through a situation that evidence is that you are worthy of good things happening to you, or worthy and able to complete a task or achieve your goals. You have to look into your archives of your life and find the evidence to disprove whatever negative core beliefs that you might have, which is contributing to you not having any confidence. Another quick win when it comes to self-esteem is pouring love into yourself. So that positive self-talk and eliminating negative self-talk. So positive affirmations. Tell yourself that you're beautiful. Look in the mirror and stare at yourself in the mirror for 2 minutes when you're naked and tell yourself what you love about your body. Tell yourself that you have an amazing body. Tell yourself that you are deserving. Tell yourself that you're funny. Tell yourself that you are hardworking. All the positive qualities that you have. Remind yourself of what you're good at. Remind yourself of your strengths. It's not that you don't know what you're good at. It's not that you've forgotten what you have. But sometimes we all need a reminder here and there. And that's why some people go as far as searching for compliments or seeking validation. But if you want real confidence, you need to be able to validate yourself and then get affirmation from other people, because you already know that you are that woman, but you just have to tell yourself and remind yourself on those moments and on those days that you might have forgotten. So the second personality dimension is self-efficacy, which is your own estimation of your ability to perform a certain task. So every single time you want to do something new or you want to achieve a goal, you immediately have an estimation of how well or not well you are going to perform that goal. So if your immediate thought is, oh, I can't achieve that, or I'm definitely going to fail, that will set the tone of how well or not well you achieve the goal. In this case, not achieve the goal. So you need to be able to differentiate between a dream and a goal. A dream is more long term. That is the vision. That's where you want to end up. So if you set a goal that's actually masked like a dream, like to lose 3 stone in a month, so when you're estimating your ability to achieve that, you think, well, I'm not going to be able to do that, because you've set yourself an unrealistic goal. Whereas if you say that you want to lose 5 kgs in a month, your estimation of your ability to be able to achieve that is going to be high. You're going to think, oh, I can do that. So your output is going to be based on the fact that you know that you can achieve that. If you know that you're not going to be able to lose 3 stone in a month, even your output that you're going to be doing is of somebody who knows they're going to fail anyway. So every single time before you do something, you're setting a goal, you're planning, assess your ability to be able to fulfill that task or do that thing. If you're thinking, I can't do this, you need to be able to break that down into something that is achievable, that you can do, to bring up your own estimation of ability to achieve that task. The next dimension is internal locus of control. There are actually 2 classifications for locus of control: internal and external. External is where you blame everyone and everything for why you are the way that you are, of what's happening in your life. Whereas internal is where you tend to go inwards and you blame yourself. Now, this is what usually happens when people have no self-confidence. This is where you feel like you're a victim to all your circumstances, and it is also linked to imposter syndrome, where you feel like you don't belong or you feel like you're not good enough again. Similarly to the self-esteem one in the beginning, it's like you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop and for people to find out that you're not as good or talented as you come across. So you might get a new job, you might get a promotion, you might start a YouTube channel, you might start a business, and there's always that voice in your head that's telling you that you are an imposter, that you shouldn't be a businesswoman, that you shouldn't have this promotion, that you shouldn't have this YouTube channel, that you're not good enough, because deep down you have no confidence in yourself and also in the ability of whatever it is that you're doing. This is where you embody the identity of this confident woman that you want to become. There is a small element of faking it till you make it, but instead of asking, what would Jesus do? You ask yourself, what would my future self do? What would the most confident version of myself be? And then you create those habits, you create those new changes, you create those routine, you have that signature look, that signature outfit, hair, makeup that make you feel confident. If you know if you're not looking your best and it's going to make you feel less confident, then you need to look your best so you feel your best, so you are most confident. You need to put on your armor, whether it's by the way that you look, the way that you carry yourself, your smell, your actions, everything that you're doing. That is your armor. That is you embodying the identity of that confident woman. So you remove that imposter syndrome. So every single time that niggling feeling of being an imposter, of you're not good enough, you shouldn't be here, you're going to fail anyway, whenever it comes on, you put on your armor, which reminds you who you are, which reminds you of what you're good at, which reminds you of your accomplishments. The next dimension is emotional stability. People with no self-confidence get easily triggered, triggered, get easily flustered, and not able to regulate their emotions. If you want to have a real confidence, you need to have high emotional intelligence. If somebody makes a passing comment and it so happens to be something that you're insecure about, immediately you might start wanting to argue with that person. You might start being defensive or even being rude, whether they were trying to be offensive or not. You need to be able to master your emotions so you're able to think logically. When somebody says something, your immediate reaction should not be to respond with emotion. That shows that you don't have confidence within yourself. Even if somebody is being offensive, not everything deserves a response. Like when somebody leaves a comment on my YouTube regarding my appearance or maybe my choices in life or anything that I've shared that they can use against me, if I now take the time out of my day to respond and give them a paragraph and try and explain myself and justify myself, or even just be rude back and show them that you can't talk to me, it shows that I'm triggered. It shows that I'm bothered, because if you're not bothered, you can just leave the comment, you can just delete the comment, you can just block the person and then keep it moving. But in the beginning, when I started off my channel, I used to be so defensive. I used to be a keyboard warrior myself, and I used to respond to everybody who would leave me a negative comment. Now I don't even see most of the negative comments because I have blocked certain words, and even words that I don't block, I either just ignore the person and leave them there, or I just block them. Okay, I don't waste my breath, my time by responding to something that I know that doesn't impact me, that it probably shows more about them than it does about myself. That's because I've been able to master my emotions. So in situations where you find yourself being triggered or flustered or even being easily offended about what somebody has said, you need to be honest with yourself to say, is it because this person has said this, whether they mean it or not, or is it because I have no confidence when it comes to this specific thing? It doesn't mean that we shouldn't be emotional, especially as women. That is something that is innate. However, we should be able to master our emotions and not let our emotions control us, because that is real confidence. Let me know if you have any other tips to build confidence down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, press that notification bell so you do not miss any future uploads from me. I will see you in an upcoming video. Mwah. Bye lovelies.